So I'm gonna tell you right now, you cannot drive over the Atlantic Ocean. You have to take a ship. What's up, buddy? You are in my lane. Yeah, get off your freaking phone, buddy. What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. We're gonna be going over 7 stupid and common mistakes, the 2019 edition. How do I turn this thing on again? I took a caffeine pill with no breakfast, and I can feel it. The reason why it's 2019 is because I did this last year. I want to make it more relevant this year because this is popular. You guys are looking this up, so I want to make sure you guys have the right information. And so some of this stuff, I actually, it's more like a common sense type thing, so I wanted to change some of it with some newer opinions. So we're gonna jump into it. Please don't make these stupid mistakes. Please. Freaking caffeine. Number 1, last year I talked about riding after drinking. Now that one to me is a little common sense, a little bit easy for people to understand. Yes, you do not want to drink and drive, so let's change it up. Let's change up number 1. So now it's gonna be the Dunning-Kruger effect. I wanted to sound smart. So in the field of psychology, the Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias in which people mistakenly assess their cognitive ability as greater than it is. I see that a lot, and this is not just a motorcycle thing. This is something that a lot of people do when it comes to anything. But drinking alcohol is one of those things where you feel super confident in your skills, your reflexes are still good. It's like, no, bro, I've only had 17 beers. I drive better when I'm drunk, or, you know, I focus more. That's right there is a Dunning-Kruger effect where you are telling yourself that you are a better person, you have better skills than you really do, and that's not good. That is not good, and that could be for anything, not just alcohol, but it could be for just having the motorcycle skills in terms of, I've been riding for a week, I'm perfectly fine, I can travel cross country and over the world and drive over the Atlantic Ocean type stuff. You can't. So, I'm gonna tell you right now, you cannot drive over the Atlantic Ocean, you have to take a ship. What's up, buddy? You are in my lane. Yeah, get off your freaking phone, buddy. Yeah. So anyways, that's one of those things, Dunning-Kruger effect. Look it up. It's really cool. I should have had the definition up here for a quick second there. Dude, you need to pay attention, man. Dude had a tire in my lane. All right, so riding in shorts and sandals. This applies to not wearing any PPE. It's still relevant. PPE, I didn't say PP. PPE is personal protective equipment. That is something that many industries use for gear at GAT. Motorcycling is at GAT, all the gear, all the time. I'm going to start talking and saying PPE because I think a lot of people understand what that means. Personal protective equipment, wearing helmet, gloves, pants, jacket, boots. Okay, wear full gear, PPE, full PPE at all times. Please do not ride in shorts and sandals. It is not safe. You're gonna rip your toes off, rip your ankles off, rip your legs off, get road rash, have a bunch of issues. And if you're wearing just shorts and sandals, that means you're not wearing a shirt or anything like that. That's pretty stupid and dumb. I know it gets hot in the summertime, but there are options out there. If you buy a motorcycle and you start riding, just realize it's going to be an expensive hobby. It's not going to be cheap unless you get secondhand stuff or you find some good deals out there. Plus, you know, guys, when you buy these things, it's not like regular clothes. You buy a pair of jeans, motorcycle jeans, they will last you a while. If you buy a good helmet, it will last you good about 5 years, depending on how much you ride with it. 40,000 miles or 5 years. I talk about when you should replace your helmet in a previous video. Please check it out. It gives you a lot of information. And these things will last you unless you gain or lose a lot of weight, you know. I mean, you won't fit in it, obviously, but these will last you a long time, and they stay relevant, they stay in style. Trust me, you look pretty cool when you wear full gear. Putting your feet down. Now, this one was back in 2018 when I said this, and what I meant by it, and I got a lot of feedback from it, kind of negative, is that people are like, man, I put my feet down, why is that a stupid mistake? What I meant by it, and I don't think I explained it very well, is that let's say I'm taking a really left turn at a stoplight. Putting my left foot down like I'm a flat tracker is not a good thing. That is a stupid mistake. You do not want to put your foot down. Your feet will get gripped. Your foot will grab the asphalt. The asphalt will grab your foot and it will yank your foot, okay? There's a reason why only 2 wheels should be touching the ground at all times. And there's a reason why you have traction on your bottom of your feetsies. I keep saying feetsies. It's supposed to be feet. I need to stop making up words. It'll grab the ground and it will yank your foot, so it's really not a good thing to do. So that's what I meant by it. I have no problem with people walking, paddle walking, duck walking out of a parking space, you know, at the stoplight like I'm coming up to. There's no issue with that. That is perfectly fine. Stability is great, but if you're making a left-hand turn and you put your foot down like you need balance, that's not smart. Keep your feet on the pegs. So let's not do that. Let's replace it with taking turns too fast. Now, I think the reason why people, I've never done it. I mean, I didn't start with dirt track, or I didn't start with dirt biking or off-road or anything like that. So that's a habit that people that ride dirt bikes usually do. One of the things is that if you take a turn too fast, you start leaning, it's a little bit scary. So what people do is they put their foot down thinking it's gonna help them balance. It's not gonna happen. So if you take the turn too fast, you're in a deep doo-doo. So what you need to do is you need to approach the turn at an appropriate speed. And the only really way of doing that is through experience. So what you need to do when you first start riding, this is the beginner tip, is to take turns slower than usual. You can always accelerate, you can always bring up the speed, but it's a lot harder to slow down mid-turn. So take the turn slower than usual, get a feel for your bike, get a feel for the lean angle, get a feel for what your bike can do. After you have an idea of what that is, then you can take the turns a little bit sharper, a little bit quicker, a little bit faster, obviously within speed limit and within the recommendations. And there you go, buddies. Yeah, buddies. Yeah. Leaving without looking. So if I just go through this intersection without looking left and right, that's pretty dumb. It's still relevant. So if I just go like this and boom, get hit from the side, that was really dumb. I did a quick look before I started talking, but guys, you need to look both ways before you cross the street. I think mom and dad had told you to do that. Look left, look right, look left again. Then go. Get out of that intersection. And that applies, what's up, buddy? That applies to leaving, like any intersection that applies leaving a parking space. That applies to everything. You want to be like at least 2 to 3 steps ahead when you're riding. Okay, we're playing chess, not checkers. All right, we need to figure this stuff out. So it's still relevant. So getting hit, leaving a parking lot is a really stupid mistake. You really shouldn't be getting hit when you're taking off from a parking lot. You know what I mean? Getting hit in an intersection, that happens way too much. That is one of the most common causes of motorcycle accidents with another vehicle. That is insane. Let's prevent some of that stuff by looking. Let's prevent some of that stuff by looking at least 4 to 12 seconds ahead. Let's pay attention, everybody. All right, class? Okay, so just using one brake. Man, I see this happen a lot. Okay, we all pretty much come from cars, right? What is our braking? It's a pedal, right? So we're all used to slamming this rear brake. We're used to using our right foot. I'm using both right here, right foot, and I'm using front brake. You know why? Because you get better. Oh, I need a downshift. I almost stalled. Using the front and the rear brake to stop gives you the greatest. No, actually gives you the least stopping distance. Gives you the greatest stopping power. Just using the rear brake is about like 20 to 40% of the. Oop, I'm in neutral. 40% of the power. Looking left, looking right, looking left. 20 to 40% of the stopping power. That is not a lot. The front brake gives you the remainder of that. When you apply them together, you get 100%. So guys, you need to understand how to use the front and rear brake in conjunction. Junction. What's your function? You need to figure that out and learn how to do it, because that is what's going to give you the best stopping power. Do not slam the rear brake. If you press super duper hard while you're going at speed, you're going to produce a rear skid unless you have. Even then, it's going to be difficult to stop. There's tactics to release a rear skid so you don't low slide or high side. Same thing with the front brake. There's definitely techniques to do that, and you can learn that at an MSF course, the BRC1, BRC2 advanced class. These are all different classes you can definitely take. They're a lot of fun. We do that at Ride Arizona MTC. Look at left, right, left, straight this way. Cool. Next. Sunglasses or a tinted visor at night? Oops. Well, I'm wearing a tinted visor because it's going to get a little bit sunnier out. So I put this on here because I see a lot of people doing this because they want to look cool. It's not the safest thing. I did recommend keeping a pair of safety glasses that are clear in like your jacket pocket or a saddlebag or a backpack, so then if you are caught out in the darkness, you can put those on, flip up the lid, and now you have a pair of eye protection while you're riding, and then you can take them off and put the lid back on when it gets a little bit sunnier out, a little bit lighter out. I didn't do that today. So depending on the level of tint, this can be extremely dangerous. Today it wasn't so bad because it is getting sunnier out. Now it feels like just normal. Yeah, it looks normal to me. But definitely don't do that, okay? So it's still relevant. Oh my gosh, guys. Bald tires. I see this all the time. First off, I understand. Motorcycle tires are ridiculously overpriced. I pay more for motorcycle tires than I pay for my car tires, and I only get 2 tires out of it, all right? The labor is more intensive. I could change my own tires. I'm sure I could change my own motorcycle tires, but it's a lot of work, and I won't do it. So, I understand why people ride with bald tires, but please, just remember, once again, we have 2 tires touching the road. 2 very small pieces of contact is keeping us upright on the road. Having them bald, having tires with no tread, or any channels for water or debris, anything like that, that is extremely dangerous. It's even more dangerous when you have tires that are showing the wires that are damaged. Holy crap, guys. I see that way too often, and I think a lot of the time it's because they are expensive. I understand that, but what's more expensive? Okay? What's more expensive? Hospital bills or a tire? I bet you your deductible, if you have a healthcare deductible, I bet your deductible is way more expensive than a set of tires for the next 5 years. I bet you. So this is still very relevant. What's up, buddy? He's on something. This is very dangerous. Tires do cost money. I understand it, but guys, please double check your tires. I do have a tire guide. I have it in my DDFM training manual, module 1, how to read the codes on the sides, what to do when it comes to when the tires are getting low, how to check when they're low, how to pretty much take care of your tires, how to break them in, all that stuff. It's on the DDFM training manual. Module 1, please check it out. It's really good information, along with all this other stuff. But right now, I'm just going to tell you, double check your tires. Make sure they have they're good age. They're not dry rotted, and there's no real damage. And do like a pre-ride check every once in a while. I mean, hopefully every time, but every once in a while, double check your tires, see if they're doing okay before you head out on the road. You do not want to have a blowout while you're riding, because now you have one tire that's giving you traction, and it's a big issue. Okay. All right, this was my 7 stupid mistakes that you should not make, updated for 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please hit that subscribe button, and bye.